Wait.
Are you ready?
Are we ready?
Are we ready?
Wait.
I mean,
I think we're ready.
I can't be more ready.
You're not
so
supposed to talk yet.
No, yeah, that's fine.
I can talk whenever I want. They invited me here.
This is On Air with... Oh, geez. I mean, this is Almost On Air with Erica and Jon.
That was the most, the four of us way to just start that podcast.
I think we nailed it.
Well, first off, I don't appreciate Carla Marie telling me that I'm not allowed to talk. If you invite someone to a party, they're allowed to talk when they show up to that party.
Yeah, but
agree.
they're supposed to tell you when you can start eating.
I'm not eating, though. I'm just talking.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, you don't tell people when to start drinking, right? Like, you just drink when you show up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about like dinner parties.
I kind of, as usual, agree with Carla Marie here, but
But I feel like our podcast is not really a dinner party. It's more like
this podcast is not a dinner party.
Yeah, it's more
Fair.
like the after dinner mingle.
It's the after party of like a wedding where everyone's already effed up and you just gotta keep going.
I mean,
I think this is more of a going to a frat party after you graduate college party.
wait, okay, here's the thing.
That's
You
how I
guys
feel.
say
That's what
that.
Monday Friday is.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
You guys say that, but I still feel like you guys might be able to outdrink the both of us, potentially. You guys are in more of practice right now, I think.
Ooh, right
We
now.
do drink regularly, yeah.
Yeah, I think in the moment right now, if we were like going hard, just ripping shots, like I think I'd be able to hang. However, I haven't been drinking beer for a long time. So if this was like a Miller Lite night, I would be too bloated to go past like 6 beers.
Oh, yeah, I'm professional at that.
See, I
We
can't.
love Miller Lite around here, so
We do.
thank you for using that as the example.
I'm a big. Out of all the light beers, like the big brand names, Miller Lite's my favorite.
Nice.
What,
Yeah.
Carla Marie?
I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but like, you probably haven't even introduced us yet.
That was
I
our
know, I
next
was
step.
just gonna say, and also, can you tell us who you are?
Go for
First
it,
of all,
Carla
welcome
Marie.
to
Tell
the
everyone
Almost
who
On
we
Air
are.
podcast. My
Oh,
name's
yeah, that's
Jon.
you.
That's Erica across the Zoom here. And we have two very special guests with us, Carla Marie and Anthony from the Carla Marie and Anthony Show.
Whoa.
They have a club porn over
We
here.
can
We
get a
have
club
the air
horn.
horn. It's like my most prized possession on this entire podcast.
It
I like
is.
it.
It is his most prized possession, more than me. So that's
That's actually
'cause you're-
not factually wrong. So
no,
Yeah.
no. We are gonna get into more of like you guys' whole story
Okay.
later, but I do want to just say Carla Marie and Anthony are like my two favorite people, like mostly in the world, but also in radio and in entertainment and all of that, because they kind of saw a very sad, part-time, stressed out Erica and we're like, we're gonna make you our friend and we're gonna show you it gets better, and it has since I met them. So
When did we first meet you?
we
I feel like
first
I've
met
just always known
I
you.
actually know
I
the
know.
exact moment when we
the
met.
exact moment. Did we
I
meet
do.
outside of a club?
We met at a bar with Alex.
Alex on the mic, yeah.
You were with Alex, and we met up with you at some random bar in LA.
It was the weekend of like a jingle ball.
Something
and
like
that's why
that,
you guys
yeah.
came to town.
It was the one that's like a speakeasy. You have to say secret passwords to get in.
Well, we went to a couple different places that night.
You had to walk
And-
into a refrigerator.
No, that's
Yeah,
it. We went there together? That's
Yeah,
88.
thanks for remembering.
88.
88?
82.
Do you know this bar, John?
no, I literally have no idea,
Okay.
guys. I'm
It's
talking
in-
about at
it's in
least for the past like
Koreatown.
45 seconds. Yeah.
It's in Koreatown, and it is a speakeasy. You have to walk through the back of the place through a refrigerator, and then you go into the bar. The best part about the bar,
Or something.
the best part about the bar
Yeah.
is they'll randomly have these like cover performances, like Michael Jackson or whoever else, and the bar actually is retractable. So the bar goes down, and there's
Whoa.
a stage behind it,
Yeah, it's bizarre.
and like a fake Michael Jackson pops up.
This is like some
They
James
know more
Bond shit.
about-
Or
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
other
they know
one.
more about LA than I do. So there's that.
Well, so you guys go way back, apparently.
Yeah, like at least 3 or 4 years at this point.
Yes,
Yeah.
we go back less far. So I met you guys actually when I first joined the Ryan Seacrest morning show. Erica was interviewing to join your morning show at the time.
Oh, no way.
Because you guys had
Oh,
a
yeah?
morning show on Kiss FM in Seattle. You currently have a morning show you do on Twitch, and you have your My Day Friday podcast. But at the time that I met you, you were like these big morning show people that had your own morning show in
Not
Seattle.
anymore, though.
Say that like it's a yeah.
No. But I mean, you still have the same persona. But when I met you, I was like, these guys are the sound that I feel like Erica and I should be when we were first starting our podcast. So you guys had welcomed me with open arms because you had introduced, I think, me to Anthony briefly over the phone or something. And you guys barely
We
knew
did?
me. And you literally were like, hey, if you guys like need anything for your podcast, feel free to reach out. And like at this time, I was like, these people with a morning show in Seattle are telling me that if I need to reach out for my stupid little podcast, like I can. Like this is cool, you know?
But now you
John's
know
a
us
big
and you're
fan.
like, I get it. Like, they're not cool.
Yeah, we're big losers.
No, I think it makes you more cool now that you are still able to be friends with me, even though I have yet to meet either of you in person.
Which is
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah,
I
super
don't-
weird.
We'll have to change that.
Weird. Like,
So-
it doesn't feel like that's the case.
For our listeners, hopefully you guys have checked them out before. If not, this might be your first time meeting them. You may have noticed that we were posting all about our St. Patrick's Day live stream event that we did on the Carla Marie and Anthony's channel on Twitch. And that night destroyed me. And this is when I knew that I was underestimating the people that we were drinking with. And this is what I mean. Like, I remember you guys were on Twitch. I think it was like the show after. And you were saying that you don't think that you can keep up anymore because you guys are getting older. And I was just sitting there like, what are you guys talking about?
Like John was not okay the next day.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking because I had stuff to do the next day, but John did not stop drinking.
I
know,
made
I
a
heard-
point, but I didn't
I
know we were
heard
going to
you
go 4
guys-
hours.
Sorry, John. I heard you guys in your next episode say that, and I was like, oh, I feel so cool. Like, they're thinking, like, they think I can still drink. Man, I'm like that, like, cool aunt that shows up to the party now. Who's like, I can drink with you kids.
100%. And like, I just did not
John,
expect
don't
to go.
call her an aunt. Oh my
Wait,
God.
Wait,
She
aunt
called
is not an
herself the
old
cool
term.
aunt.
There are many young aunts.
I mean, I'm an aunt.
That's
I'm a great
true.
aunt,
Yeah,
technically.
Erica.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's a reason I picked beer when I'm drinking with you guys today. So that's all I'm saying.
I
Yeah,
have,
not shots.
I've got whiskey.
Tonic.
I thought about it.
Gin.
I was like, whiskey tonic or?
No. So I am drinking I'm just drinking bourbon, straight bourbon. It's Woodford Reserve, I believe I poured myself.
I need to calm down.
And Carla Marie is apparently drinking just tonic.
Well, feel
Are
free.
you drinking that gin that you had on your show this week?
Green Alls, yeah.
Yeah.
Green
that stuff
Alls?
looked good.
I think we were talking about this on your Twitch stream too. Is like I don't know people that drink gin. Like
This is my first time, like my first week of my life ever drinking gin. I've had it like 4 days.
Well,
in
and
a
that's
row.
kind of why we were excited when they were like, "Hey, we have this gin week coming up. Would you guys want to be involved?" And we're like, "I kind of want to be because I feel like I don't drink gin at
Yeah.
all, and I kind of want to expand my horizons. There's only really one horizon, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I guess that's true. Yeah, there's only one sun, so
But if you're
So-
expanding it outward, are you expanding to further horizons?
I guess.
No, but there's still only you're
No,
expanding. Okay,
Every
if I
planet has their own horizon.
yeah, but I'm only on this one. So I guess if you're online, right, and the line is getting longer, it's still one line.
Aren't you in line?
Well, either way.
yeah, it's online.
Online. Online is a
such
totally different thing than being
it's
in
a Jersey
line.
thing to say. You're standing in line. You're not standing on line. There is nothing on the
Okay.
floor.
So if you're standing in line to go to Disney,
Yep.
right? And that line keeps getting longer. It's still the same line. Therefore, you're not expanding your horizons. You're expanding your horizon singular.
I hate him.
Sure.
I feel
Right?
like you're
Welcome to
right,
my
but I don't follow the correlation. But you're still right.
So
why I like
yes,
John.
you're trying to expand your horizon of alcohol.
Yeah, and drink gin.
yeah.
Well,
I feel like expanding your horizons just like widening your widescreen, so you can see more of the landscape where the sun is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Still one
Wow.
horizon, though.
Still one horizon.
that is. Well, speaking of alcohol, I don't know if you guys know, but we really like to tell people about free beer on this
Yes.
podcast.
Yeah, I like that.
And we have been tagged a couple times this week in a post about free beer, and we are really excited to talk about it.
We sure are.
Because we are, except there's a problem. But the free beer has to do with getting vaccinated.
Ooh.
But it ends today, right, John?
well, here's the thing. It doesn't technically end today. So the free beer today is brought to you by Samuel Adams Beer. So you can get a free Samuel Adams beer this week by just being one of the first 10,000 people to share your vaccination card on social media, which is like not a problem for everyone that gets vaccinated because everyone does
Yeah.
that
Yeah, everyone's
anyway.
doing it.
Right. All you have to do is post it to social media and use the hashtag #ShotsForSam. Now, it either ends today or you could be one of the first 10,000 people, and I assume we're there already.
Yeah, we have to be there already.
There's a lot of people in this world, especially when you announce the free beer. So
Do
Do
you
you
be
know
fully
if it has to be
vaxxed?
both shots?
Yeah.
no, it could be any one of your shots. You just have to post it on there, and then the first 10,000 hashtags get your free beer. So we felt bad that we're telling you about an outdated free beer scenario. So we decided we would include all of the options nationwide of things that you can get for free just by
Nationwide.
getting vaccinated.
Oh, what do we
Oh.
got? Krispy Kreme, right? Is
Yeah,
that on the
because
list?
I don't think we're allowed to get free alcohol in Washington State legally. Like, that contest probably doesn't, won't
Wait.
count here.
What do you mean?
Remind me to not live in Washington.
So you can't There's a very weird liquor laws and alcohol laws in Washington State. So one of the weirder ones that we learned when we first moved here, going to a club and doing appearances there and being on the radio from the club, is we're allowed to go on the radio and be like, come on down to Carla Marie and Anthony's pub. We've got shots and free beer or whatever. You can't, in the bar, out loud on the microphone, say what all the shot specials are or anything, because it incites, I guess, a mass group of people to want to drink very quick. You're not
Sounds
allowed
like the point.
to, like...
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't know if this is what you guys grew up with in California, but like,
Oh, yeah.
if you go to a club and they've got, because this is a Jersey Shore thing, like you'd always hear every 20 minutes, you'd hear someone on the MC on the mic be like, all right, $5 Jameson shots right now for the next 15 minutes, $5 Jameson shots. And then everyone runs to, and then the club horn, if you want to hit that, John.
Yeah, I got it for you every time.
Jaeger bombs for $7. So you can't do that. Like, that was a Jersey thing.
Yeah.
You can't do that legally in the state of Washington.
And if you go to a club and you get like a bottle, you order a bottle for the table, it has to stay locked up. And it's like that in Scottsdale too, Erica, actually.
Oh,
You
I don't really
can't-
go to clubs, so
You can't pour yourself any alcohol. Like, the server has to come unlock it from its little cage and serve
Oh
it
my
for
God.
you. So I'm very excited to hear what other free things I can get.
Yeah, what else do we got, John?
Wait,
I know the Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah, I'm so shocked by that. I remember the first time, this is still on that same topic, but I went to Zion National Park in Utah, and we went to a sports bar nearby, and we were like, oh, could we all just get a beer? And apparently, like, you can't get alcohol without getting food legally there.
Sounds like COVID times.
I mean, yeah, essentially, yeah. It's exactly what
Mormon.
COVID is here, but that's like a normal thing, and I was so shocked. I didn't realize different states had different alcohol rules.
Yeah, and one of the
John.
reasons that
Yes.
the laws are so strict here in Washington is because Washington was also founded by Mormons, similar to Utah.
Wait,
Listen, if you're with me, I'm making sure you're eating whenever you're drinking. So don't worry. I might as well be Mormon.
that's fair.
That's the
Okay.
great
Krispy
Aunt
Kreme.
Marie.
Yeah, also, you can't drink if you're Mormon. So, no, you don't might as well be. I can't speak.
That's
Go ahead,
true.
John.
Take it away.
So obviously, Krispy Kreme would be the next one. They're giving out a free donut every single day till the end of 2021 with your valid vaccination card. So, like, that's another one. And then
I need to go do that.
I only picked
Yeah.
3, honestly. And the third
okay.
one is you can go to Staples and Office Depot, and they will laminate your vaccination card for free.
No way. That's
Hold
so
on,
cool.
though. Hold on. Be careful before you get it laminated, because apparently the lamination machine, so my card has stickers on it saying
Yeah.
which ones
Same.
I got.
Yeah.
Apparently those can turn black in the lamination machine.
Whoa.
Oh, like they burned?
And then you can't read them, and then it's an invalid
I'm
card.
starting to think your thing is forged.
No. I'm just saying, be careful before you go get your card laminated, because
That doesn't make sense.
Interesting.
They were also saying that, like, if you need to update your vaccination card for any reason, I don't know what that reason
can't.
would be, but it's hard to do that once your card's laminated. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anyway.
So there you have it.
The third thing, this is the fourth thing actually, is we were hearing
Yeah.
of the Anthony vaccination special. I've been seeing this all over
yeah.
your Instagram, and I need more details on what this means.
Well, I heard.
It's not going to be what you think, and
So-
it's 0% exciting, but
I think, Erica, when you went for your second shot, you asked for the Anthony, right?
I got the Anthony by accident my first time.
Oh,
so
okay.
I did, go in and say, give me the Anthony. They didn't know what I was saying.
So what is the Anthony? I go for my second shot next Thursday.
Well, first off, when you got your first shot, which arm did you get your shot in?
I got it in my right arm.
Okay, are you righty or lefty?
I am righty.
No, you got the Anthony.
Nice.
You got the Anthony. So the whole point. So this happened because when Carla Marie and I went last week to go get our vaccinations, the first round, the nurse asked me which arm I had decided on, and I said I didn't know I had to decide on an arm. So go for my
where
right.
did you think they were going to put it?
I thought they just knew in their own minds, like, oh, everyone gets the left arm or something. I don't know.
Especially
I'm
because
a
you
team-
drive up and you would think the left arm is the one near them, so they would
They
just
didn't
stick it in.
drive.
We didn't drive.
We
Oh.
were basically in like when in like the 40s and 50s when everyone got drafted to the war. That's like
I
where
wasn't
we were
around
in.
back then.
Me neither, believe it or not. That's what it was like, this massive room with all these tables, and like you had to go through security. It was like going to a concert, security checkpoint, waiting in lines, going through like certain rows, and
Did
then
it feel kind of good?
it felt very
was
cool.
interesting.
I know, I was like, I feel like we're going into a concert again. It was crazy.
It honestly, it felt like a movie
It did.
because we were in basically the
like World War.
what's it called? It's like the convention center that's attached to where the Seahawks play here.
So there's concerts.
So there's like
there.
concerts and
so
stuff
it's like
there.
the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
So it's gigantic. I mean, there had to be 50 different stations
More than that.
at least.
And I'm at the table next to Anthony, and I hear him saying something like, yeah, that one's my dominant arm. I want to put it in my dominant arm.
Okay, that's not
What?
exactly how it happened. Let me explain. Let's go back because we've gone off the rails. So she asked me if I had decided what arm I wanted to get my vaccination in. I told her I didn't know that I had to decide that for myself. So she said, okay, well, which arm would you prefer? I said, I'll go with my right. And both the woman that was taking down my information and the woman that was administering the shot were very surprised that I said my right arm. And she actually said, I think you're the first person I've had today that chose the right. And I said, why is that? And she said, most people don't choose their dominant arm. I said, well, I want to because I feel like my dominant arm is way stronger than my non-dominant. What's the other arm? Left?
That was my exact logic.
And I felt like if my right arm was that much stronger than my left, which it is, then I would rather my right arm get a little bit weaker and then balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
And she also said that it was a wise decision because you want to keep that arm moving so it doesn't get as sore.
Oh, I was literally like, give me a cast. I can't move.
So now getting a shot in your dominant arm is getting the Anthony.
Well, I like it. I unintentionally got the
That's-
Anthony. I'm in.
The Anthony.
Okay,
yes.
but John, if you did a drive up, then what did you do? Stick your arm out the window?
Yeah, did you
The other
turn
way?
around in the front seat?
So she asked me to open my door to give it to me in my left arm. Well, she said I could choose, but she said most people do the left because then we can just open your car door. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I kind of want it in my dominant arm because A, it's stronger, and I think I can take it. And
Thank
B,
you.
Oh my God,
I
I hate
recently injured my shoulder on my right arm anyway. So I was like, if my right shoulder's already messed up, let's just like mess the whole thing up, you know? Like I don't want two injured arms. I'd rather just have one injured arm in my dominant
Makes
hand
sense.
so I could just like power through it. So I literally had to get out of the car and like give her my right arm, which is very like not the thing to do in the drive-up lane. And
No,
she shot me in the
not
right
at
arm,
all.
and I
She
enjoyed it.
definitely told her friends about you when you left, and she was like, some weirdo turned all the way around when he got out of his car.
This dude, I gotta tell you guys, my first shot, it was like some nice women, like older ladies, I suppose, who did the shots. It was so gentle, so kind. The second time we pull up, and it is all like hot firemen. And
What?
my sister and her boyfriend and I were like, what's going on? This is not who was here last time. And they were not gentle. And the guy was just like, yeah, you ready? Cocoon. And I was like, okay, well, that's done now.
That's probably how that man dates as well.
Oh,
He's
whoa,
just,
okay.
you ready? We're doing this. Get out.
I mean, he was nice, but I was not really fully ready. And then I screamed, and my sister was laughing at me.
You screamed?
It just like, it was like I didn't have control, and he like stuck it in my arm, and I was like, ah, the whole time until he took the needle out.
I think he was also
awesome.
telling his friends about you.
yeah. Yeah, you guys, your names are making the rounds.
Yeah,
So,
well.
Carla Marie and Anthony, did you guys feel side effects from your first shot?
My arm, I mean, it was so unbelievably painful. Like, I was surprised. I had the HPV shot when I went to college, and that was, like, super painful. I'd say this was up there or worse. Like, it felt like it went into my neck. Like,
You
I
mean
couldn't
the,
sleep.
the actual injection?
No, like
Oh.
an hour and a half later, I couldn't sleep on that side. Like, if I
Yeah.
rolled over and woke up, I was like, are they going to have to take it off? Like, it was bad. But, I was,
take it off.
I was so hungry for, like, 3 days.
I was
So
hungry
hungry.
after the second one, but
That's
then
all
I
I-
also was nauseous, so that didn't help.
I can't wait for my second one. I've already decided I'm doing nothing all day.
Don't like don't do anything. But I will say my arm was also really, really hurt after the first, and it doesn't. There's a little bruise, but it doesn't hurt. And I'm on only day really 2 after the second. But I'm still kind of like sweating right now. Like I was feeling 100% better today, and then suddenly I'm like kind of sweaty.
I'm nervous.
So is sweaty a side effect?
Fever, chills,
Like
sweats.
I feel like I have like a really slight, like tiny baby fever right now.
Okay.
Baby fever.
Yeah, but like
so
really mild.
John, I caught that, John.
What? Oh, I also have baby fever, but that's a whole other topic.
What about you, Anthony?
No, I felt fine.
Yeah, same.
I mean, my arm was like a little slower, I guess. I definitely felt it, but it wasn't painful. You know
Agreed.
what
You know
I
what
mean?
he said to me? Well, maybe if you had pythons like these, your arm wouldn't hurt.
I did say
I
that.
mean, I cannot factually prove him wrong. So
Oh god.
So
I'm just saying, I did the same thing. I was doing arm circles the entire time. As soon as I drove away, I was
have
moving
the
around.
same arms as Anthony, though.
No, but probably more of pythons than you. I feel like I've teen
Oh.
pythons. He's
Than
got like the
me?
adult pythons. I got teenage pythons, and then you got baby pythons.
I have like muscle.
well,
Everyone has muscles.
I think you guys need to do a curling competition and
What
see
do you
who
curl, John?
Yeah, what do you curl, bro?
Oh, I was thinking curling like Olympics.
No, really, John. What do you curl?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I usually curl like 25 to 30s.
Crap. Yeah, you got better arms
Yeah.
than me. Never mind. I'm doing 15s right now. Okay.
Okay.
Not far off though. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Also, speaking of arms, and then we will get to that thing I sent you. Do you have it nearby?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
An envelope
So,
right here.
Don't open it yet.
Oh, nice. You
but-
did get it.
Yesterday or the day before, I don't remember why, but Carla Marie, Jon, and I were texting about men in tank tops.
Oh yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
I was part of this text as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
wait, I was
sorry.
in this.
Sorry. Okay, so all of us were texting about that, and I was laughing so hard I was reading some of them to my mom, and she agreed. She's like, "Yeah, men in tank tops are bad." But then she said, "Well, from what I know about Anthony, he could wear tank tops."
Wow. So your mom called Anthony hot. That's what we're getting at here.
I like it.
Oh my
My
God.
mom
No.
says that Anthony is in better shape than probably you, John.
Sounds like she's calling him hot.
I think your mom has a crush on Anthony.
Nice.
Okay,
Erica.
my mom's like a very happily married woman, so.
She could
Yeah,
still
but
think
like,
people
when
are
can I
hot.
come visit is the question.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be awkward
What'd
now.
you say?
Who are you asking?
Anthony.
I said, when can I come visit is the question.
Oh, I've been asking you guys to come visit for a long time, but now I have questions about that. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
I mean, I wouldn't trust me either, you know?
Yeah.
Dina exposed.
Ew. I'm sorry. My mom definitely listens to this. So.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey John, do you have that song ready?
No, I sure do. So if listeners of our podcast know, one of these segments that birthed this podcast that we don't really do anymore, but like I was really a big fan of it back in the day.
Yeah.
We called it Kitten of the Week. And I would take this time to scavenge the seas of social media, and I would pick
Right.
out the best kittens that I
missed
found on
this.
social media, and we would do a segment called Kitten of the Week where we would pick one and feature it for that week. So we're going to
Right.
get into this week's Kitten of the Week. So welcome to this week's Kitten of the Week. This week's Kitten of the Week is going to go to Caroline and Max.
Yeah.
Carla Marie's
I was crying.
featured rescue kittens because we hear that it is currently their birthday today.
It is CM Kittens. It is
How
their
old are
birthday.
they?
4.
They grow up so fast,
Don't,
don't they?
I've almost cried 3 times this week.
Oh, that's okay. They're only 4.
I know, but like,
I had a cat who lived to 18.
okay,
Wow.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time. So we heard that it was your cat's birthday, and it was actually Erica's idea to send you guys a birthday present for your kittens. But we told you not to open it until we were all on this podcast together. So
Do we
you can
need-
do this
do we need
live
the kittens
unboxing
in here?
with us.
I don't think they're
What did
in here.
Anthony say?
Do we need the kittens in here?
No,
I
not
mean,
yet.
I kind of want them.
Well, they might need to get them after.
Okay.
I
you
don't
got?
quite know what arrived altogether, so.
While she's opening this, they do have an Instagram. You can follow them at CM Kittens.
Oh
Hey,
boy,
they're very
this
cute.
is
I
interesting.
literally was gonna get them a birthday hat and was like, I'm not wasting my money on birthday hats.
We
So
wasted
I'm
it
so
for you.
Do
excited.
it for you.
I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, by the way, you should probably check out the YouTube video.
Oh,
Yes.
they're gonna hate this so much. I can't wait.
Oh
And
my!
for the record, Max is a girl cat.
Yes.
But you know the birthday hats only came pink and blue, so one of them is gonna wear blue.
Oh, and wine?
Okay, and then there's cat wine, and I think it has catnip in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know
Those
if they're
are-
allowed to have catnip.
They're allowed to have catnip. That's funny you say that. Anthony gets so mad when I give them catnip.
Yeah.
He's literally like, you're just drugging
You're
your
drugging.
cats.
Oh, that's catnip.
Yeah, that sounds great. We are the bad
Catnip?
influence aunt and uncle.
Yeah, we are the bad influence aunt and uncle of the cats. That's true. The catnip makes cats insane.
yeah,
It's wild.
it's crazy.
Thank you guys. I
You're
can't
so
wait.
welcome.
It was
so
actually-
we figured that because we're all drinking,
They should drink with us.
they should drink with us. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna see if there's
Dom
one-
Perignon
Isn't
is
that
one of
adorable?
them, and Meowbeck. Is that? I don't know that brand.
Like
What's it supposed-
Malbec?
Malbec.
Oh, I don't drink
Yeah, I
wine,
mean-
so
We were
You
actually.
don't drink wine?
no.
Okay, you need to join John in his wine.
You don't
journey
need to.
then.
Thank you.
I'll give you like one
you-
wine that's good, and then that's it. Anyways,
You know, there's a company that makes dog and cat like actual wine.
Oh,
Like they can
no.
drink it. And it's got like CBD and catnip in the cat one.
So they get like fucked up? Or sorry, am I allowed to curse? Sorry.
No, you can swear on here. We put the explicit thing on there. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Okay, cool.
They get, well, I don't know. I forget what it's called. And they also started making cat and dog ice cream.
I think
That's very strange.
ordering this was just as much fun as watching you open it because
Yes.
maybe 5 to 10 minutes before we placed the order or we're even having the idea to order these gifts, Erica was IMing me at work. Like, I can't believe how much I have to do. It is ridiculous how much I do at work. I'm so busy, I have time for nothing. 5 minutes later, she's sending me Amazon links of cat toys. And I'm like, Erica,
This
super
is so
busy.
true.
what do you mean?
Super busy.
Like,
I was totally like, I'm so stressed. I'm so busy. And then I was telling John, like, hey, do you think these work? Do you think this work? So if you want to know what the inside of my brain is like, it's a really dark place.
No, I get it.
Did you call for the cats? Are they just waiting for you outside?
I opened the door so they can open it when they get here, but
Okay, cool. Well, while we wait for them, and you can interrupt the game at any point if you want to put those hats
wait, I
on
have
them,
some
but we
exciting
are
news
gonna-
I want to share before the game.
Okay.
Okay, so I was so
Is this
pumped.
your
about-
news
this
that
is
I've
my
been
news.
waiting for all week?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Carla Marie and Anthony, this is literally not going to matter to you, even 1%, I think. But
I don't care.
was
I'm here for it.
So pumped about this. So,
He texted me on Monday night, and I've been waiting since Monday night for whatever this
oh
is.
my God, I was so excited. So one of our first kittens of the week, like back in 2019, I think we did our podcast, was this cat named Poonchick, right? And Poonchick was the first cat I've ever followed on social media. I was pumped. His name is Poonchick, the car riding cat. He was my wallpaper on my phone for like 3 years. He like gets dressed in cute little outfits and like they post Instagram pictures of him. I love him. Okay. So he's
You
like,
also made him Kitten of the Week twice.
yes, I made him a
On
kitten of the week
accident. Oh,
a
wow.
second time because I loved him so much and forgot that we had done him in
Yeah.
previous life.
Exactly.
So anyways, I liked one of his posts this week. And he followed me back and DM'd me, and we were DMing for
No
like a
way.
couple days, and it was like such a fandom moment for me. Some people have their favorite artist. Some people like have musicians or actors that they were into. This social media cat messaged me back, and I was like, Erica, this is the best day of my entire life.
You guys, I thought this was going to be like, someone wants to sponsor us. No.
No, I'm
it was
friends
the
with
cat
Poonchick.
that messaged him.
Are you going to get Poonchick's owner on your show? Podcast?
Potentially. I don't even know their name.
But like, did you tell them that you have a podcast
Oh
where
my
you
God.
named
Oh.
Poonchick?
100%. I was like,
Okay.
you guys, I'm such a huge fan. Poonchick was the wallpaper on my phone for years. My coworker and I have a podcast. Poonchick has been our kitten of the week twice, and then she just liked that last one and did not reply. So
And that was it. That was like this
Yikes.
conversation's over. Like,
Yeah, she's
like,
like-
It's
I'm.
alarming.
she probably
Also,
yeah.
Carla Marie is currently is that Max or Caroline?
That's Caroline's. Well,
Okay.
I'm putting the blue one on Caroline so people don't confuse because
She's putting the bow tie, the sparkly bow tie that we got them on Caroline, and I feel like Caroline is pissed right
Caroline
now.
doesn't like anything.
Well, Caroline likes me, I think. I've met them once.
it's a little big.
Yeah, is this a
Yeah,
cat
well,
hat
it's
for
for
a
cats
human
or
head?
dogs, so.
Because I feel like I can wear this thing.
Please do.
This is large enough. This
The
is
bow
large
ties are
enough
also adorable, so.
for a human head.
her,
Oh,
hold
I
her.
just broke it.
Oh, what an ass.
I didn't break it. The little knot came out. It's
Okay,
fine.
Can you hold her?
Ow, there's
You
a-
can always fix it later, guys. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hold her.
Why?
Because I gotta get the other one.
Oh, okay. This is
The other one. The other
this is
cat.
great for an audio podcast.
Honestly, guys, people can just, if they're really wondering what's happening, they can just go watch the YouTube. So it's okay.
That's true.
Carla Marie's now putting the pink bow on Max so that people don't continue to be convinced that Max is a boy.
So here you go. I
I
don't
mean,
know if you can
it's
see it.
so cute.
Wait, I
There's-
literally need this. I'm going to take a screenshot at some point.
Hold on.
We will wait as long as it takes. This is premium content.
Oh my gosh.
And guys, I'm
There we
obsessed.
go.
Guys, you guys are the best aunt and uncle.
Yes.
It's
Wait,
so
Max.
cute.
Max, a little effort here. Max.
I've been waiting so
They're
long
both
to get
just
actual
flopping.
cats on this show. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Well,
So they,
okay.
Caroline and Max.
ow,
Wait,
ow, ow.
by the way,
Those-
Carla Marie did not name Caroline and Max.
No.
But the fact
They-
that they are CM is pretty crazy.
Oh,
Mind-boggling.
never
So-
realized that.
Yeah, so they were named after two broke girls on CBS. Caroline
Oh.
and Max are the main characters. I didn't name them. The shelter names all of their litters, whether it's cats, dogs, whatever, after something pop culture. So
Okay.
when Anthony fostered Peeps and Dreams, they were Sweet Dreams and Beautiful People, which were Marilyn Manson songs
Yep.
from the Marilyn Manson litter, and so on. Like I had,
So Marilyn Manson was the mom cat,
yeah.
and her
Okay.
kittens were songs by Marilyn Manson.
Fitting.
And then the ones I had over the summer were named after like a Stephen King movie, whatever it was. So Caroline and Max, I had fostered them for just turn around, they're punching each other with bow ties on.
They're fighting over the wine.
Oh,
They
they
are,
are.
actually.
Oh my God.
So I fostered them for like 2 months with zero intent to keep them. Like I was like, please, I literally found a screenshot the other day of an Instagram story. I was like, they're going back to the shelter or to the rescue this weekend because I have to travel. Who wants them? And I gave them back and was so sad. And like prior to giving them back, I had realized that I was like, what would I make their Instagram name if I kept them? And I was like, oh, CM Kittens. Oh my God, they're my initials. Like
I have to keep them.
Yeah.
And then I give them back, was super sad. And I recently, and during that time, I was going through a bunch of bags in my closet and I found a tote bag and a notepad from Two Broke Girls on CBS because 2 years prior, I had got to fly to LA from New York at the time and interviewed both Kat Dennings and Beth Bears on set of the show because it was in their final season. And I was like, oh my God, like I forgot about this. Like, what are the odds? Like, I have these Two Broke Girls things. And finally I decided, I was like, all right, I'm going to keep them. And I got them back.
Yeah, we were on a work trip to, I think it was Chicago at the time. And every now and then on the flight, Carla Marie would just start crying.
Oh, no.
It was the weirdest. And I'd look over and be like, are you crying? She's like, but what if the person that adopts them doesn't love them as much as I do? And I was like, well, then just adopt them. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but
like,
stop
"You think
crying
they
in
know?"
public.
So I ended up adopting them, and they're literally my entire life. And I fully believe in the foster/adoption.
I'm afraid
system.
to foster because I think I would just do what you did.
Eventually, yeah, the first time it's fine, but like I fostered 3 kittens over the summer. Like I wasn't gonna keep 5 as
Right.
much as I wanted to. I wasn't
Right.
gonna do it.
5 is like getting to a point of like, that's a lot for one person.
Yeah.
Let's think about
I
it, though.
think-
There's no way that the other owners would have given them a better life than you. There's no way.
That's true.
It's so
Thank you.
sweet.
That's
But
very
now
true.
you're making me concerned about the ones that I
No,
fostered.
no, the other cats are totally
No,
fine.
you ruined their lives. No, you did.
It's fine.
No, it's interesting with the foster, with the possibility of adopting. I think if you are in the right space in your life, that animal that you're fostering becomes yours.
Yeah.
If you're not, then you're fine. Like your body and your mind and everything kind of just work in the same way. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And for Carla Marie's, for these 2 kittens, it was meant to be. For the other 3, it just wasn't.
Nope.
Plus, you got them and then you got fired,
I
so they were
did.
bad luck.
I was going to say, Anthony, would you have moved in if there were 5 cats in the house?
No, absolutely
No
not.
chance.
There's not a chance. If Carla Marie lived on like a farm and had 5 cats, I'd be like, yeah, there's tons of room.
I'm
But
super glad she doesn't live on a farm, though.
yeah,
I'm not.
I don't know.
You wanna
During the
live on a
pandemic, it
farm?
would have been nice to have all that room.
Are there farms in Seattle?
Not in Seattle, but in
No, but
Washington.
there are people who have chickens in their yard,
Nice.
like all over the place in
Like
Seattle.
a few blocks away, I go run by this little duck house every day.
I don't
Yeah,
hate it.
ducks, chickens.
I like ducks. In
they
fact,
just
when I was younger, this is going to be
Oh,
kind of
let's
a
hear it.
mermaid club admission.
Oh, here we go.
When I was younger, me and my best friend, who I'm still friends with to this day, we called each other Ducky and Monkey. And it
Which
was
one was
because,
which?
I was Ducky and she was Monkey, and it was because she had pajama pants from like Limited 2 that
Ooh,
had little
my
monkeys
jam.
on them, and I had this sweatshirt that I wore like every day that had a really adorable duck on it, and yeah.
That's all we have time for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Shut up.
Thank you guys, because Caroline is officially high on catnip.
Well,
Yeah. What's
we
up?
love to get our kids
yeah,
high.
she's
Welcome to the
She's
Almost There
wasted.
podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get your cats
Okay.
high.
And we'll get your co-host drunk. So
Nice.
we're going to play a game now. We are playing Battle of the Sexes.
Ooh.
Carla Marie and I will be on the same team. Anthony and John will be on the same team,
Nice.
being that they have a newfound bromance. John, can you explain? You can explain better.
No, I sure can.
than
This is like another game stolen just from like another show. Because I feel like a lot of games, no one makes new games anymore. Like, you know,
No.
I feel like it's
No.
fair game that you're just stealing things from other
refilling
people.
my wine.
So, the Valentine in the Morning show here in Los Angeles plays this game called Battle of the Sexes. And that's what we're going to play today. So, ladies, we're going to ask you stereotypical guy questions, and then we will have you answer them. And then you're going to ask us guys stereotypical girl questions.
Okay.
Each team's going to get
No,
6.
correction. John will ask the guy questions. I will ask the girl
Is
questions.
that not what I said?
Okay.
You kind of made it seem like
I
they should have
got-
been prepared for this.
I thought I needed to do homework.
Carla Marie looked nervous.
We got
Yeah.
you. We got you. Anyway,
Okay,
everyone's going to
how
get
do we
3
answer?
questions each. 6 total per team, and the one with the most questions answered wins.
So, like, Carla Marie, I will ask a question to Jon, and then Jon will ask a question to you, and then I will
It's just
ask a
gag roll.
question.
Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
like,
we'll,
it's
we'll figure it
I
out.
didn't know if it was like we could answer fast.
Here's the
No,
fun
no.
thing.
You got all
Here's
the
the
time in
fun
the
thing.
world.
No one cares about details. Let's just rip the
Oh,
let's rip the
bullshit,
band-aid off.
like,
and
I
go.
The
know.
only
True.
detail that's important is that if I get it wrong, Carla Marie and I both have to drink.
Yes.
Ooh, I like it.
And
Okay.
by drink, it's like take a good sized sip.
Okay.
Okay.
Should Anthony and I have to drink if you get it right?
Yes.
Should you get a point
let's do
and
it.
we have to drink?
Yes.
The yes was the only acceptable answer. I just wanted to
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
you say it.
Right.
Cool.
And you need to make sure you're keeping track of points because I'm just like not gonna do that.
Fantastic. I will do that.
Cool.
So let's do ladies first. So should I ask you the first question?
Ask Carla Marie the first question.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Carla Marie.
She's taking pictures of her cats.
Carla Marie. Yes. The first Call of Duty video game came out in 2003. It was simply called Call of Duty. Can you give me the full name of any Call of Duty game released after that?
Oh man, we were just
Okay,
talking
these
about
are
this yesterday.
hard.
That's an easy one for guys.
I think this might be its own game, but is it Call of Duty World of Warfare?
World of Warfare. Not to be
Okay, so
confused.
wow. Drinking.
Wow.
Not to
Warcraft.
be confused with World of Warcraft, which is
That's the answer?
No, you got it wrong.
completely different game.
Oh.
See, there's Modern Warfare and there's also World at War. So you were kind of in the
Dang,
mix
you were
of the
actually
two.
kind of close. Yeah.
Yeah, except for it was a totally different game.
Take a big
I don't
sip,
play
Carla
those.
Marie. I just did.
I don't play those, and I don't date boys who do.
That's fair.
True dat, girlfriend. Okay, my first question goes to Anthony.
All right.
And this is like honestly a lot easier than yours, Jon.
That was an easy one.
But which celebrity created Fenty Beauty?
Fenty. Fenty is Rihanna.
Dang it.
Oh my
It's
god.
Rihanna.
That's whatever I just said.
Carla Marie, I'm sorry we have to drink again.
I'm
'cause
literally
they
so
got it
glad you
right.
got that because there's no way I would have gotten that. No chance.
Really?
No chance.
I should have asked Jon. Okay.
Should have. Erica,
Yeah.
players in the NFL are numbered according to their position.
Jesus Christ.
What position would you play if you wore number 19?
Jon, these are so hard.
Dude, I asked my roommates these and every single one of them knew the right answer.
Well, girls don't know sports, duh.
I do know sports. If
I'm
you
just
asked me
kidding.
15, I would know the answer. It's a quarterback.
Well, let's try to.
19, I feel like, is a receiver.
Actually, it could be a wide receiver. You're correct.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, G-Friend. Boys, drink.
Quarterback would have also
Oh,
been a correct
cheers.
answer for that too, so you could have guessed that.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Nice.
Battle of the Sexes is the most sexist game
I
ever.
No, it
No.
definitely is.
Yeah. I love it, but it's like it is. That we all agree.
Yeah.
Now who's got this question?
Oh,
This goes to
I have to ask Jon a question.
Hit me.
I
Jon,
totally
okay.
just sitting here. Jon,
Yep.
what is a popular brand of tampons?
Tampax.
Are you kidding?
Nailed it.
Damn.
I think all I would have known.
See, but I've bought tampons a lot in my day. Like I'm one of those guys that's like not scared to go buy tampons at the store. I don't know why guys get weird about that. Like it's like,
Anthony would never.
dude, I don't get it.
Never?
But would Anthony for his girlfriend versus
I mean, yeah,
for you?
like for fun, I'm not doing it.
No, I know, not for fun, but like, what if I like put a little camera on your pocket and make you go tomorrow to the store
Why would you do that?
for funsies?
oh,
He's
also
avoiding the
Carla, we
question.
have to drink because they got it right.
Yeah, drink up.
I just feel like clearly the cashier knows they're not for you, so I don't see the problem.
Unless you
Well, so
wanted
you're saying
to.
if I'm going to the store buying them, I should be embarrassed
Yeah.
because they know they're for me.
If you care, yeah,
No,
you
no.
should be more embarrassed. But like if you don't care, no problem.
Hello, women have periods.
Exactly.
Newsflash.
I've never found it an issue. I bought them for my mom, sister, girlfriend, all of the above.
Oh, actually, I have bought them. I have. I've gone shopping for my mom and had to buy them. Like, granted,
did she write
my-
like just tampons, or did she write like Tampax, Pearl, Heavy?
That's a great question. I
Super.
don't remember. I probably tried to
Super,
block
super.
it out.
Jon,
What's up, dude?
Ooh. Wow.
But I do appreciate that my mom had it in like a larger grocery order. It wasn't like just go to the store and get this. It was like, I don't know, 10 things that I had to
Okay.
get.
All right.
So
Sure. Jon, you're up.
All right, let's do this. Who's up? Carla Marie.
Yep.
Yeah,
What color is transmission fluid?
I think that one's green.
It's red.
Red.
This
That
is
doesn't seem like you didn't even know that, Anthony.
I would have been stumped actually.
Wow. Wait,
What color is blinker fluid, Jon?
I'm gonna go with green.
There's no
We
such
don't know
thing
the
as blinker
answer.
fluid.
Wait, isn't that the water that shoots out of your blinkers? So water.
Okay, John, you do not have water that shoots out of your blinkers.
Oh
They
wait,
call
no,
it
it's a windshield
blinkers.
wipers. Oh my
What do you
god.
drive, a transformer? What do you-
Wow.
What are you doing, girl? Ray? She grabbed her phone and like fury.
Blinker. I was like, wait, did I get it wrong?
I don't
And
know.
blinker fluid is
I
a
don't know
prank.
why I heard
no,
wiper
that,
fluid.
That people like ask, go into the store and ask them for blinker fluid. Do that at like, I don't know, whatever, O'Reilly Auto Parts, whatever car store there is. It's a great prank.
Oh right.
O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have to drink, Carla Marie.
Auto parts.
And then hit Anthony with the next quick question. It's only 3-2 right now, so it's a close game.
All
Yeah,
right.
Anthony,
Yes.
what do you do to a bride's dress after the ceremony to make it easier to dance?
What do you do to a bride's dress after?
lost.
Oh, so they have like
And I'm
doesn't
looking
the bottom?
for the name of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
That's
Do
true.
you take? Hold on. It's the thing that trails. It's like the long thing is what you have to remove, right? It like comes undone almost. And so forth. You must.
Does John know what it's called?
Yeah, John, would you know what that's called?
Literally no chance.
Okay,
So-
can you give your guys a little? Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
man.
So I'm maid of honor for my sister, and I have to do this in a few months.
It's hard.
Is it called bustle?
Yes. And I was drunk a little bit at my sister's wedding trying to bustle her dress, and it was a whole thing. We were like in the bathroom, like, oh, something's wrong.
What do you do to bustle?
Yeah,
You just
teach
rip
me,
it?
They
Erica.
usually have, so they either have little hooks that you really can't see on the dress, or it's little snaps. Hers was like little tiny buttons. So me
Yeah.
drunk trying to do these tiny buttons was a
So does
whole
that mean
thing.
it like folds up or
It's
does
like
it
putting
remove?
on a shirt, but like put your shirt that way, and then you put the shirt on.
Why can't you just take it off? Why doesn't it come with like a zipper, like
Should.
tearaway pants?
He is not wrong.
Sure, but how attractive is like a zipper line?
No, you can hide
in
it.
Your beautiful gown.
Sometimes there's
I
a
don't
flap
know,
that
how
covers the
attractive
zipper.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make
I
wedding
don't know
dresses.
if I want like a zipper flap on my wedding dress, but sure.
I think there should be something, or just change entirely. Put on a different dress.
Okay, these dresses are like thousands of dollars.
Okay, we'll buy a
That's your
cheaper
first
one for the
problem.
reception.
Yeah, there's your first
What's that?
problem is spending thousands of dollars on a dress you're gonna wear once.
John, your next question is up.
Carla Marie.
And I think it's to me.
Wait.
Yeah, it is to
Yeah.
Erica.
Oh yeah, it is to you, Erica. Erica,
Also, did the boys, John, did you drink for that being wrong?
I am now.
I saw Anthony
just
drink. I
yeah,
saw that. Thank
just
you.
took mine.
Okay,
What, John?
Erica,
I'm nervous.
and you can be within 0.4 of an inch.
Okay.
What is the average size of a male's penis?
You're kidding. Okay. I think I know this.
Okay.
But 0.4 of an inch makes me concerned.
That's like a pretty good buffer right there.
Yeah, that's,
no,
that's
but
a
I
lot
mean,
of
like,
space.
I was just going to give like a straight inchage.
Great, go for it.
Is it 7 inches?
7 inches.
I wish.
Good for you, Erica.
Wait, is Erica not completely hard?
7
Oh!
inches, Erica.
Are we talking?
Oh, that's true. Are we talking?
Even erect.
I mean, then
I would. Okay, can I guess?
Yes, absolutely.
I have an answer too.
I think if it is
Flaccid.
ready to go, if it's ready for business,
We're talking erect. Yes.
Yeah, I think the
Oh.
average. Keep in mind, the average. I'm not talking about myself here. Would be very close to 5.
It is 5.1.
Yeah.
Wow. Nailed it.
Again, not talking from experience
Yeah.
or personal. Well,
I mean-
I don't know.
Okay.
Imagine if
just-
You know what, Erica?
most.
I'm glad.
most-
I'm glad you got that wrong. Higher, not lower.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine I'm like 2?
Like, that's a pretty high average.
Erica just did the math in her head and was like, "Well, these are the people that I okay." Let me just-
The average is my
surprised.
personal experience.
Yeah.
No.
She's like, well, the smallest was 6, so like, wow.
Let's say that's not true. Okay. Anyway, who am I asking?
Me.
John.
John. Okay. John.
Hey. Yeah.
What are really tiny heels called?
Little tiny, like little nubs.
Very short heels.
Mm. I'm gonna have to go nubs.
Nubs?
Yeah, that's really sexy on Nordstrom's website. Shop our nub section.
Nubs.
I already know it's wrong. I have no better answer for you.
They are called kitten heels.
Kitten heels.
What? You
Yeah.
made
Which
that
is
up.
why I asked you-
Literally made that
I
up.
did not make that
It's
up.
true.
Oh my god.
All of my heels are kitten heels.
Why?
Why? You're so short.
I hate.
I was asking a very different
hate
why.
heels.
Carla Marie.
Wait, what-
The-
Not like tiny kitten, like old lady kitten.
Hold on.
They're a little higher.
I love that Erica and I asked the same exact question, very different meanings.
What was your reasoning, Anthony?
Erica said, why, like, Carla Marie, why do you own
hate
so
them.
many kitten
I will
heels?
fall.
My
No.
question was, why call them kitten heels to begin with?
Okay.
a
Erica
valid
was asking
question.
why I had not higher heels.
Yeah.
and Anthony was asking, why do you
Call
What are
them.
they? Why are they called kitten
Is it
heels?
because regular heels are like on a catwalk?
I don't buy it. Carla Marie.
Oh, what we're drinking?
I would agree.
I don't wear. I lied. Maybe they're not kitten. They're like what is a teenage cat?
A
Catine.
Kitten?
Mm.
I don't hate it.
I don't think anyone's ever been like, oh man, look at that girl walking away in those kitten heels. She looks
No,
so
those are
hot.
like what my grandma would wear. A nub.
No, I said nubs. So you're telling me that would have been a better answer.
Anyway, John, let's drink our drink.
Gladly.
So did I.
Asking Carla Marie a question.
Okay.
We're all tied up here, Carla Marie. My question to you. How many periods are in a hockey game?
I was like thinking you were gonna ask a girl.
You have to know this.
3.
It is 3.
Wow.
Another point for the
Carla
girls.
Marie, I've heard her say so many times, I know hockey. That's the sport I know. I know hockey. So if she got
I hate
that wrong,
There's 3 because it's like when do you take your break?
twice.
I know, but like I don't like. There needs to be a half.
It's not
for
symmetrical.
me.
I agree.
Yeah. That was.
Okay, you'd love baseball then.
Yeah, that's true.
Hockey guys are very hot, but the smelliest of all the sports. They don't have teeth. But if they're rich, they get fake teeth.
I would guess that if you were to date every type of athlete, let's talk pro athletes or even, well, first
Whoa,
off, there's
Jesus.
that.
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
No,
No, Erica's
you know what?
right.
You're right. But if you were to, let's go college actually, college level Division I athletes. If you were to date all of them, I would say college hockey players are the most likely to show your naked pictures to their friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. If
No,
like,
it's true though.
what do you think,
I
John?
was like gonna go football, I feel like.
No.
I think hockey players are the douchiest.
I don't
Here's why. Baseball. No.
I also have to say I don't know any hockey players. Like my high school did not have a hockey
so I
team. There was
do.
none locally. Like
I had a friend who played in the the AHL, and a friend who played in college, and
wow.
they are.
How are they with women?
I mean, one is married now. They're not great. It's like the minor league.
Right. I feel like hockey and lacrosse to me are just sports that don't really
Yes.
exist.
That's true. Okay. Not true.
I know. I'm just it's not around me. I don't see it. It's not a thing.
Lacrosse was a big part for me, like my whole upbringing. Even though I never played it, lacrosse was huge where I grew
Wow.
up. Like
Because Anthony grew up
everyone
in the
played
whitest,
lacrosse,
richest
yeah.
town
Right.
in America.
Right. I think it's a
Like-
very. I know they have it in like the deep southern parts of Orange County, which is like the rich area.
Yeah.
I was not from there. So,
we had one, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was good. I never went to a game or knew anyone that played, but I knew we had a team.
No.
flex.
Damn.
How many
Oh.
field hockey teams were there? I'm just curious.
Oh, Cal Cup. I've heard of that. I've never heard of that in my
He's
life.
lying. He's lying.
It sure is.
I think
dude.
we're winning, Erica.
It sure is. Anthony.
That's me. I feel bad about that. I shouldn't have.
No, I liked it.
No, I don't feel bad.
We're keeping it.
Okay. Oh,
This
boy.
is a deep cut.
I want a bra.
I bet you Call
If
of
I
Duty
get
was
this
the
right-
easiest question I have asked.
If I get this right, do we win?
No, we're tied if you get this right.
Oh, crap. So
Yeah.
we lose if I get it wrong.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah, I have one
Okay.
more too, but
Okay,
it's kinda
okay.
easy.
Pressure's off. I want I'm going to go Hannah Montana.
Can I,
No.
wait, can I
Is
guess?
it Lizzie? Oh, sorry, John.
Lizzie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, I
fine, you
missed
get a
that one.
point. Erica, next question is yours. Okay, fine.
Oh, yeah. I was busy watching the Cal Cup. I couldn't watch that episode.
Wow.
I was gonna say, are we talking our Disney years or younger Disney years?
I wasn't a Disney Channel guy.
No, you didn't watch anything. We know.
Are you guys
No,
familiar
I was
with
a
like the
I was
things?
a Nickelodeon guy.
Shock Top?
Yeah, at the bottom of a shock top.
No, what is that?
No, there's like things in shock top. I don't know what it is. My roommate just told me about it because I thought it was old and there was mold at the bottom. But there's like apparently some like chemicals. No, it's like something that's like supposed to help the flavor. You're supposed to like rotate it a bunch of times before you open it. I just learned
it
about it like an hour
oranges?
ago. And like every shock top has them. You can like see little floaties in the bottom. It's like mold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all have
It's
them.
like the bottom of a dirty fish tank.
Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know the purpose. Anyway. Erica. Which major car company uses the prancing horse as its trademark?
Ooh.
And we're not talking
can
type
see.
of car, we're talking car company.
Ooh, good distinction there.
Yes.
Oh, well,
I
then
see what
I'm
you're doing.
confused.
What was yours? What were you going to say?
Is it?
No.
No.
Good old Nissan Altima.
No, because I'm pretty sure theirs is an A.
No,
And that's
like,
Nissan. That's not.
For the record,
I would
no
love
one's
to tell
given.
you were close, but I can't. It's Ferrari was the answer.
Yeah.
I
You
thought it was a
almost
Porsche.
couldn't be further, actually.
Oh, that's good.
I can just see
Hold on,
Erica.
hold on. So you've never seen an Altima? You've seen more Ferraris in your life than Altimas?
I mean, she's lived in LA for a long time. Erica, the next time you go on a date with a guy and he picks you up in his Altima, do not tell him this story.
Don't get in the car.
Also, if you go on a date with a guy and he picks you up in a Ferrari, also don't tell him this story.
I promise you have.
Probably douchey.
I like
Depends. Do you like financial stability in your life?
it. Yeah. You guys are up. Correct, and
Yeah,
we
and if
have
John
to get
gets it-
this to tie. Otherwise, we lose. Anthony, do you know this?
Yeah, his dad is a jeweler.
Oh
He's
my
been
God.
I'm so glad you didn't.
Is it obvious? Can I? Nope, that's a no. Oh
mean-
man. No, I wanted to guess like a stud, like a stud earring, you know, but based
If
off
that,
your
if that was an earring,
Hey,
no, if that was an earring,
zip it here, Zippy McJeweler.
zippy. Okay. My second thought that comes to my mind is rock. It's definitely not my answer, but I'm just saying the rock would have been something that I would choose. Okay, so I feel like if it's not stud,
I don't speak through my nose. What are you doing?
Boys are trying to cheat.
What?
Anthony's trying to give him signals.
No.
Like baseball.
Okay,
See it.
Okay, so 1. It's Uno. Solitaire.
What?
Is it called
No,
solitaire
Anthony
ring?
said yes.
I didn't do
What did
anything.
he say?
I didn't do
Wait,
anything.
that's it? No way.
I'm gonna run.
Oh my god.
I didn't say anything.
You went.
Well, he said solid. I got really excited.
No, because John just literally said every word he could have possibly said in the dictionary until you said yes.
I never said yes.
That's a
I
win.
got really excited.
Everyone needs to go watch this part on YouTube. Scroll through.
No, I don't think
We
you did.
tied
I
fair
wasn't
and
even looking
square.
at Anthony. I was looking at you, Erica. I don't know. You have another question? Wild.
Erica, why don't you tell me the question and then I'll tell you who to ask.
No, I think we should wait. Is there only one? There's only one tiebreaker.
I literally have 0. I expected us to blow you out. To be honest. Yeah.
John.
What?
Yeah, then the pressure's
What if
on
we,
us.
we should do?
Makes
Let's
sense.
do.
It should
Let's
be
do
us.
sudden death.
Sudden death. No, I'm gonna look up some.
But no, but that's why. No. Sudden death would work as you could ask us a question, Erica. We either get it right for the win. If we get it wrong, you win, and that's it.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure, though. I don't know if I like that. Anthony, retract. Oh my god, I can do it in 3 though.
Okay. Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, a beauty blender is you apply your foundation,
No way.
right?
Let's go.
Yeah, you apply your foundation.
He knows that. He just spent
I
way
know.
too
I'm
much
just
time
pumped that he got
around
it. Okay.
And what between what's trending and talking about beauty blenders on the radio?
Okay, Carla Marie, this
Guys.
question's for you.
Fuck.
All the time.
Sorry, we don't have jobs.
What car company makes the Fiesta?
Ford.
Damn it. Well done.
Damn.
Well done.
Are we still time?
All right, go ahead. Yep.
Are we talking about how often they complain about it or the actual period?
Anthony, shut your mouth.
I'm gonna go 3. I nailed it. Nice.
I was gonna say, is it 3 to 5?
Okay, that's fine.
Wait, are you saying it's less than 3? I'm confused.
More.
Okay.
It's 3 to 5. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. I don't
It's
want.
just really, I'd say, a solid 20-something years of your life.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
No, more than that.
All right, so the next question goes. Next question goes to who?
Next question goes to Erica.
Erica, don't say Ultima.
Which men's book writer wrote Jack Ryan? It's not necessarily men's, but
Yeah, wait, what is that? I feel like
really? Okay.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Is that a Tom
It
Clancy?
sure is.
Oh, yeah,
Come
look at
on.
that.
That's a great question. I don't know. Why would we know many of
What
the
is the
questions that
men's
we've gotten
book
wrong?
writer?
If Anthony knew it, I feel like it's fair.
No, I thought it was going to be Nicholas Sparks. He just said men's to throw it off.
Yeah, well, mostly men read it, but that was very judgmental to say men.
If I get the next one wrong, it's over.
Okay, fine.
You guys haven't even gotten to like the thing you want to talk about.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah. But we had to like do the alcohol to like get it.
Okay.
God.
Okay, this is your sport now? Perfect. Okay. What is the green monster in sports?
Oh. I say this is a fair question.
I think this is very fair.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know it's one of two things.
I mean, that's actually not a bad guess.
Not a bad answer.
But the answer is no.
It's either the Fenway Park guy or the Phillies guy.
So you think it's a mascot?
Yeah.
No, I think it's real. But I already gave my
Hit him with the buzzer.
Nope. The green monster is the big green wall at Fenway Park that the Red Sox play at.
I knew it was Fenway Park.
You were close, Carla.
You were actually very close,
Each
Carla.
actually,
never been to Fenway Park.
Neither vibe. Still new though.
I'd say both of you actually had pretty legit answers though, because
Yeah.
the Masters with the green jacket, that makes sense. Carla Marie got Fenway, she got Boston somehow in there.
I,
I was also thinking like the master, like the monster sports, like it's very
Makes sense.
in fact, I would argue that should be now called the green monster because that's a very fair
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still wrong though.
Who won though?
I don't think that you actually did.
I'll finish my wine.
Yep, we would appreciate
There
that.
we
I
go.
don't think that you actually did win. I feel like something.
No, we won.
No, we definitely
Fair
won.
and square.
You can rematch any day that you want to. You hit us up. We'll talk to our people. We'll schedule it. But now that we're 1-0, I don't know, dude. It's gonna be hard to come back.
I don't stoop. I don't take on losers. You know. It's the way it works.
Anyway, we
Can I
have,
hear something dumb that I realized
Yes.
like 2 days ago when Anthony was there? I was searching for your podcast and I typed in almost on air, and on air with Ryan Seacrest came up, and I was like, oh, that's why they're almost on air. And Anthony was like, what did you think? I was like, because of radio, period. Like, almost on air. Like, I didn't make the Ryan Seacrest connection until like 2 days.
it's a
And
double
for
meeting.
those who-
It's a double meeting. I think
For those who are still not connecting the dots, it's On Air with Ryan Seacrest.
is the name of his morning show.
Is the name of the show. Therefore, almost on air ties in. Yeah.
right. I think it was
There we
Hey.
go.
Sissany from the Ryan Seacrest show that suggested it because there's an almost famous podcast that they do in our building. So it was like similar to the Almost Famous. We're like almost on air, so it fits for radio and the morning show.
It actually had nothing to do with the Almost Famous podcast. But after this and I were sitting after, or like one day after work, Jon and I decided to do a podcast, call it blah blah blah, and that's like almost on.
It's good stuff.
I don't hate it.
I have a question. This isn't.
I'm just kidding. No, I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I do love it.
I have a question though, because when we were doing the St. Patrick's Day broadcast, and you guys were a part of that, Jon had told us that following Sunday he was going to be on Ellen's Game of Games, and we know behind the scenes that they cut out Jon saying that he was part of Ryan Seacrest's show in Los Angeles. They made it sound like he was just a podcast host in LA, and Ryan. Last I checked, did not know that they cut that out. He thought that you just ignored the fact that your salary only comes through him.
Yeah.
Has that been
No,
resolved?
still thinks that.
I'm gonna tweet Ryan.
He still thinks I hate him probably. Because that's like the thing with our show is like Ryan's like a busy dude. So like I don't want to come to him with like my thing that I am like can't get over and be like, hey, remember that one time we were like on air and I like
He won't
didn't tell you
remember
that
at
I
this
forgot
point.
to mention your show. Like I'd rather just talk business with him. Like I don't want to like waste his time with like my thing because I feel insecure
get
about
it.
it.
But what if he hates you right now and all you have to do is send
He
that
might.
email?
No, he might.
Ryan, I think I've worked with Ryan, which by the way, John's been with us
2.
That's it.
We just hit 2 like last month.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
I know.
I would say that Ryan has a preference.
Wow.
I think John's funnier when he's on air with Ryan.
I would say had a preference with me until he realized that I don't care to mention his show on national TV. So I think he doesn't have that preference anymore.
I feel like an email or something that just said, hey man,
Tweet him.
just want to clear this up. I definitely said that I work for your show and they edited that
You
out.
should know. You can hear
You
that.
can hear
like
it.
that
I'm
is
not-
actually one of the shittiest edits I have heard. Period.
Thank you. Because
Yeah,
I was
it was-
wondering if people could actually hear that. Because I was like, what if I told him? And he's like, sure. But I feel like it's so clearly like noticeable in that audio.
But that should have been part of your spin on the air. It should have been, dude, I said your name and Ellen cut it out.
Yeah.
There's bigger beef here.
Yeah.
Throw Ellen under the bus. That's it. Done.
Clearly,
Those are the best time.
I mean, she's already there. Clearly, Anthony and I have had an issue with this since that
No,
episode
I
aired.
think about it all the time. Trust me.
Oh.
I think about it all the time. I should tweet him
As
about
you
it
should.
because I don't want to like abuse email privileges, you know?
Also, can I pause you?
Pigs?
Okay.
Yeah, pause. Caroline.
What?
Oh, God. My dog had epilepsy.
Wait, what if Erica's dog died live during our podcast?
Live? Yeah, that would be.
My dog growing up had epilepsy. It was really like
What would happen? Does it just like spaz?
like full blown seizures, and you have to like you're not supposed to pin them down, but also you don't want them banging into things, so you have to like follow them around. As
Like
they
be their
bounce.
spotter? Just make sure they don't hurt
And
themselves.
my cat is high as.
He doesn't know. He doesn't even know what's going on right now.
Hey, Caroline.
I wonder what it's like to be a cat.
It seems
It
awesome,
seems great.
honestly. What I appreciate, and I've actually said this to people, I want to be more like a cat, where you just find the sun, you lay in it for a while, and you just don't do like you don't care to move. When you've got to poop, you get up and you poop. That's about it.
See, I like Carla Marie's cats because I feel like those are the perfect kind of cats, and I aspire to be that way. Where it's like when you love them, they're down for it. You could hold them, they're chill.
Yep.
But then like they don't need you every second of the day. Like
Yeah.
they got their
No.
own life going on. You know?
Exactly.
They do talk a lot though. Like you know this. You're
Yeah.
like, what are they doing? I'm like, they're just screaming for no reason.
That one, the white one,
Can you address her?
Caroline.
properly? Thank you.
she just screams like whenever. She has toys. She likes toys. And when she's playing with them, I guess it's like she has prey in the wild. So she like almost howls.
She's like,
It's
That's
weird.
also why I love cats. They're literally predators, like baby predators
yeah.
in your house. That's awesome. What
Yeah.
do you mean? Anyway,
I love it.
They kill flies. It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
Great.
I need that. How are your dogs?
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
We have to. We literally have to.
Let's do it.
Oh.
There's actually a couple of things that I want you guys to touch on specifically. Yeah, because like
Okay.
there's so much I want to talk to you guys about, so it would help if we like, I don't know, got to hang out in person one day. But while we have you on the
One day.
show, there's
One day.
I think a few things that a lot of us could at least hear from when it comes to your experience lately. And there's a couple things. One is like the work-life balance, because especially at our age, it's encouraged to kind of give everything you have towards work.
yeah.
And you guys, from when I first knew you, were those people who like put your entire lives on hold to give it towards your career. And then at some point you watch that get stripped away from you in a matter of hours, minutes, maybe. So,
I would say the whole conversation was about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
30?
so I would love to hear about your feelings on the work-life balance. And then the second part is, I get that that's how the industry works. And one of the coolest parts to me was watching you guys take that and not let it defeat you completely and learn to find a new path forward, because that's something that like, who knows if we'll have to work on one day. You know what I mean? It's like, that's something that I think a lot of people can learn from because
that's how this goes.
I think there's a good
Yeah.
chance that everybody at some point is going to have some sort of obstacle. Whether you get fired or not, you might get demoted, you might not get the promotion you want. Your whole company might go under. Like there's a lot of different avenues to go down that leads you to the same kind of crossroads.
So
I think we are very spoiled that it took like my 11 years with iHeartMedia would have been April 19th, this April 19th. So I am very spoiled that I had nothing but promotions in that time. Like I think about how many people go from 22 years old to 32 years old not being fired or not being or switching jobs. Like it doesn't happen. But I feel very strongly about the work-life balance situation. That is, I try not to regret things. I don't like using that word, but that is the one thing I wish I did differently with my time in radio. Like John, you said, you saw that Anthony and I were the ones who were always hustling, always doing things. But I feel like I missed out on so much friends and family time, not just because I was working, but because I had put all of my energy into work and literally would have much rather stare at my wall. And I say that literally because my friend and I would talk about burnout and how we would just literally stare at our walls, like not even put on TV. Like I didn't want to hear things. I didn't want to listen to podcasts. I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't want to be on the phone with my family because it was drained.
Yeah.
I was gone. And I described this recently during I think it was an Instagram live, how you know in Hocus Pocus when they literally suck the life out of the young kids, like that's what I feel like was my 20s. And yeah, I went out, I had fun, but it got to a point where so much responsibility went into hosting our morning show. And that was 5 years of my life. I'd say that was the part where it got to be really bad. 5 years of our life that you felt guilty if you weren't doing something to better your brand and better your show. And guess what? I don't have that anymore. And it was all taken away. And what I realized in that moment when it was taken away was one day I'm going to retire from whatever I do. And I won't have that job anymore, but I will still have friends and family and whatever family I've created or whatever it is. You're not going to have that job. That job is not who you are. It is something that you do. It is not who you are. So focus on who you are, who you want to be, what you want to leave behind in this world, because it's not going to be the thing that sucks your soul, and it shouldn't be the thing that sucks your soul. So I started realizing that actually before we got let go, and then once we got let go, it was like, I needed this. I literally walking out of the building, we hit the button to leave the building, hit the elevator button. I looked at Anthony and I said, we needed this. And he's like, you're right.
To be honest, she actually said it to one of the managers while we were in that meeting.
Wow.
So there's that.
Can you, for a little bit of context, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Well,
no, you're right. You are completely right.
And I think Carla Marie and I have similar but different opinions when it comes to that. I left there, and as angry as I was when we got let go about all of the hours and hours and hours that I put in, and I've talked about it before, my schedule was basically wake up at 4:30 in the morning, get to the studio around 5:15, work until 1 or 2, and then I'd usually go to the gym, take a nap, and then I was back in the studio at like 8:30
Every day.
until 11, getting stuff ready for the next day for almost every single day. I'd be there on the weekends getting stuff ready. And as annoyed and angry as I was that I had given them that much time for them to just kick me right out, it was weird because I also had zero regrets. Like I didn't leave there thinking, oh, if I just did a little bit more or if I did this differently.
That's huge.
So I think, and the term itself kind of is self-explanatory, but work-life balance, it wasn't in balance, and I could have worked on that better, but I still, no matter what job I have next, I'm going to work as hard. I'm just going to figure out a way to do it a little better where I don't want to ever leave saying, oh, if I worked a little harder or did a little bit more or showed up on, I showed up on time every day, but.
Yeah, but and John, I know you had something you wanted to say, but this is where I disagree with what if I worked a little bit harder? So what? It's just a job. Like,
yeah.
What if you didn't work all of those extra hours, went out with friends, went on a hike, did more things outside to better your life and who you are in other ways? You still would have ended up in the same place. And that's what my reasoning is. It's just stop giving all of your time and energy to any company that is literally just going to dump your ass when they're done with you. It doesn't matter how you feel, what your feelings are. At the end of the day, focus on, and you don't have to spend time with your friends or family. Like, focus on you. Do literally anything else. Yeah. Volunteer. Go shopping. Like, I don't care what you do. Just don't give them all of your energy.
That was an accident. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I love the club.
But also,
No, and I agree. I agree with you there. And what I'm saying is, I'm still happy that I put in a lot of work and I put in the right work. I think going back, I did things the right way the whole time, right? I never cut a corner or anything like that. So I felt at least relieved that when I got let go, I knew that it wasn't me. That was the company. But going back to how dangerous it is, and you touched on this earlier, John, how where, especially when you're younger in the industry, they kind of push you to do that. Like, give the extra hours, you're making crap money, whatever. I think Carla Marie was in there for this meeting, but we had an executive who, and it goes to like the really toxic culture that corporations breed. He said something along the lines of, the reason that I can sleep at night is because I know Anthony isn't. And that was like worn almost like a badge of honor. And I didn't realize at the time how unbelievably dangerous that sentiment is to tell someone that the reason that they're happy is because you are literally killing yourself. Like, and I say that, and it's kind of extreme to say it, but I was like waking up with energy drinks, going to sleep with sleeping pills and stuff just to get myself in some sort of situation. That's not a healthy way to live. Like, you're going to kill yourself doing that.
So before I go to the question I was like going to ask first. No, it's all good.
Don't get us fired up. We'll be here for 3 hours on our
Carla Marie, you
soapbox.
said something. You were saying it's just a job, so at some point you shouldn't have worked harder. But I think about the Carla Marie before you had gotten that morning show, or as you got that morning show. I don't think your priorities would have been the same, because if someone would have gotten that over you because they put a few extra hours in, I think you would have killed yourself over it. You know?
No, you're not wrong in that, and that's what I was going for.
Right.
And I was putting in those hours.
Right.
But I think that there is a fine line in, did you need to put in that 1 extra hour every day? Right? I'm not saying don't do the job. I've said this over and over again. If I work for another company again, I'm not going to half-ass my job. I'm going to do my job, but I'm not going to pull the all-nighters every night like Anthony was doing. I'm not going to beat myself up over things at the end of the day, because it's just a job. And in radio, we treat it like it's our lives, because they are so intertwined in that what we live, eat, sleep, breathe every day, we literally talk about on the air, and it becomes one thing, and it's very hard to differentiate. Yeah. So no, I am not mad about the time I put in prior to my time getting the morning show. So when I was working for Elvis's show, my work-life balance when I was working for Elvis's show was way better than my work-life balance, I think, as a morning show host.
Well, things were also segmented. Like there were more things to get done, so people had more focused responsibilities, as opposed to just the two of us hosting and editing and doing everything. Yeah.
Right.
And I think we kind of glossed over the story. So if you could just briefly start at the Elvis Duran show, because I'm also curious on how that morning show even happened. You know what I mean?
God.
So if you could walk us through. I'm sure it is,
actually.
But if you could just tell us a little bit of what happened to give context to kind of everything we're talking about right now.
I'll do the super quick version.
Let me interject for when you miss pieces.
Okay. Super quick version. Carla Marie and I started at Elvis's show specifically, basically a year apart from one another.
You were working prior.
I had worked on the street team for our sister station, KTU.
And this is
got
New
a
York.
job being Elvis's
in New York City.
Sorry.
We both grew up in New Jersey, so these were the stations a lot we grew up listening to. It'd
be like Kiss and My FM.
Yeah. Right. We started working together around 2009, 2010 ish, and I got hired full time 2010. Anthony had been there for about a year prior. He was Elvis's personal assistant at the show.
Wow.
He was Elvis's first assistant, also nicknamed the worst assistant. Now we're getting to where the nick. Yep.
That's where Worst Anthony comes from.
And I was the phone op. I was the only phone op we had at the show. I had interns. Yep.
I'm the only phone op in Los Angeles right now.
That's crazy.
Everyone else got cut.
I was the phone op. Every intern we hired would answer the phones with me.
What, am I supposed to jump in now?
What your story
Oh.
is.
So, I don't know. That was a weird place to end.
Okay, they would answer the phones with me, and Anthony, being Elvis' assistant, did that role for how long?
I was Elvis's assistant for about 2 years, then I became the video producer. I kind of became the jack of all trades. If I needed to go with Greg T, who was our stunt guy, I'd go out with him and film and help set things up. I'd help clean up the studio, organize things that had to be done. And then we started our podcast almost exactly 7 years ago today.
This week, yeah. Yeah,
And
2014. So we had known each other for 4 years before we started our podcast.
And we had this friend group at Elvis's show, because there were a lot of people that work on Elvis's show. When we left, there were 19 full-time employees, which is crazy. And there was your older group that had been there with the station for 20 years. And then there was the younger group of people who had just interned and part-timed and all that stuff. So we decided to do our podcast. And I would say about a year into doing our podcast, because you have to remember, we were also one of the first iHeartRadio morning show members to do a consistent podcast as a bonus thing. Right. Now everyone has it, obviously, and every morning show has their own
when we started, we weren't even on the iHeart app. There weren't really podcasts on there. We were just putting our podcast on Spreaker and putting the link on Elvis's website with his permission, obviously, all of this. And I'll never forget the day we got added to the iHeart app. Fall Out Boy was actually in studio for an interview, and we got the email, and they're like, hey, you guys are now on the app. And I was like, Anthony, we're on the app. And Pete Wentz and Patrick were like, oh, my God, congrats, guys. That's so cool. It was just such a bizarre moment. We're like, oh, my God. And then Elvis that week was like, oh, my God, their podcast is on the iHeart app. It's so funny what was such a big thing in 2014, 2015 to be added to the iHeart app. Now it's just literally.
You submit your link.
Well,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
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 Well, because now there's an infrastructure
system,
for
yeah.
it, a
Right.
system for it. At the time, there wasn't, and at the time, I don't think any of the executives at iHeart had another farm system option, because obviously with shows like Ryan with Elvis's, you're on in a lot of different cities, which means that those cities don't have their local shows, so you don't get like the development in Wichita, Kansas, or wherever else you would normally start. So they heard us, and Dennis Clark, who you guys know very well, one of the greatest people at the company, was basically our biggest cheerleader and got our podcast in front of some of the executives, knew that they needed a show in Seattle. And I guess some other programmers around the country, because we were under Elvis's umbrella, heard about us, heard that we had a podcast, and were interested. And we were also, like, at the time, doing really well on social media, because that was still a newer thing for radio. So our executives in New York were fielding different phone calls from different stations around the country. Seattle was the biggest hole that they needed to fill, and gave us an opportunity. It was basically us and 2 other shows, and we ended up getting the job.
Yeah, so we got the job in Seattle January, February 2016. We moved to Seattle, moved here to launch Power 93.3, a new station. They flipped the station, which I didn't know was a thing until I moved here. Apparently, it's pretty common here in Seattle, because it happened a few times. So they flipped a station, to us, from hip-hop to top 40. We became the top 40 show and did that for 2 years. Took the station from, 22nd to
22nd to second.
Yeah, 22nd
Wow.
to second.
That's incredible.
And then they decided, we're going to flip this station again. We're going to put it back to hip-hop. And we were like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, you're going to host the hip-hop show. And I was like, do you know me? I don't even, what? And I was like, this is I'm telling you guys, not a bad idea. And you flip whatever you want. I don't belong here. This isn't my space. This isn't my world. It's not going to go well. We hosted that show for 3 days. And they decided, actually, you're right. It didn't sound right. And I'm like, what? And they basically just benched us for 2.5 weeks till they figured out what to do with us. And at that...
No, this is fresh to me. Yeah.
Our story, for the record,
It's
our story, even though inconsistency is like a staple of working in radio.
Right.
However, whenever even seasoned radio people hear all the things that we've done in Seattle, or all the things that have been done to us in Seattle, they're all like, I've never heard a crazier, stupider story in my life.
It was so short in the very fast-paced content world we live in that people just missed it. And I think we've archived some of the posts too, because it doesn't make sense to be posting that we're on a radio station. Now it's kind of funny. I should probably unarchive them. But so that was 3 days. I was like, what? I was devastated. Probably more devastated then than when we got let go, because that was our first big kick in the gut. And
Right in the nuts.
2.5 weeks of literally doing nothing.
But not only, obviously we weren't on the air, but they told us we weren't allowed to post about anything, because they're
Crazy.
we don't want to scare anyone, we don't want to scare clients, don't do anything.
So
So
they're
we
just
just had
tuning
to
into a
dive.
brand new show and almost
Then
no
we were gone.
explanation.
Yeah, we just had to.
we couldn't really tell listeners. It was bizarre. So then they're like, we have an idea. We're going to put you on nights on Kiss FM, which they made the top 40 at the time. So it went back and forth from being a hot AC to a top 40. So it was now a top 40. They already had their morning show. So we're going to put you on at nights. And I'm like, I mean, all right, cool. I'm going to embrace sleeping. But that schedule was so bizarre because we were very in a holding pattern. We were told this is the plan, but it's not long term. We're going to find something better for you guys. We were ready to expected to be asked to leave Seattle and go somewhere else. And we basically did that for the summer. It's what it was, summer camp.
It was
it
May,
was nice
May to
having
November.
the day, but working nights is such a weird thing because you have this anxiety all day of you still need to go to work. And it was very weird. But it was definitely a change of pace, and obviously we learned from it. And in September, October, they came to us and were like, all right, we're going to put you guys on the morning show on Kiss, and we're going to fire the morning show host that's been here for 25 years and take the co-host and put her in afternoons. And we were like, for us? Okay. Now this is the same company that has 2 years later let us go and did all of that for us. And they believed that we were the future at the time.
And then not only put you on the morning, then said, we're going to run a whole campaign of you finding better co-hosts.
Yes. So they did this whole thing where they killed the radio station called Kiss is Dead and said Kiss was under construction. It was the most bizarre thing in the world. And this is a whole nother podcast about this. But then it was like, all right, we're going to hire a show around you and we're going to audition people and anyone can, we're going to hire anyone who wants to apply. And I'm like, anyone? Like, what? We have a whole company of young people who are dying for the job. So we were like looking for people in Seattle.
And they were like, no, we want a parking attendant from Seattle.
And we're like, okay, that's great. But like, you're making my life harder at the end of the day. Because now I'm doing my job and theirs, basically. So we go through this. This was probably the time of my life when I was like, I'm not doing this forever. This was what changed things for me personally. And that was a year and a half before we got let go. And it flipped a switch in me where I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm not doing this forever. And it was a lot of like, whatever you guys want / no, we're picking your co-host. And it was a lot of back and forth of like, it's your show, but you don't have a say. Like it was like we were gaslit for 3 months basically. And Erica got to audition with us and it has. Clearly, we love Erica. You know that we love Erica. Erica's one of our favorite people in the world, and Erica still didn't get to be on our show. So that's how that story ends. But we did get to launch a show, and we did have fun. Like, we had fun doing the Carla Marie and Anthony show with English Evan in Alabama. It's not that we didn't. Mm-hmm. We did have a good time. But there were a lot of moving parts and a lot of pieces that were happening around us that we didn't know. And there's so much more than just your show. There's layers and levels of management. And when that just keeps getting put down on you and beat down on you and you're running 20-minute commercial breaks in the middle of your morning show, like, it's not going to end well. And it didn't. And here we are. So we got let go in July 2020. And 2 days later, Anthony was like, we're going on Twitch. And we continued to do our show on Twitch. But that night show that we did is when we started doing Twitch. And that was Anthony's idea. And we started doing Twitch during the night show because no one was calling. And we're like, we need other people to interact with.
Yeah, once like 8 o'clock hit, 6 and 7 o'clock were normal. Like people would call because they're in their cars. Once 8 o'clock hit, we had to go from 8 to 10 and like figure things out. So we went on Twitch, and that's how we were able to get people to interact.
So we did Twitch since then, and that became our main show, and it still is till now. And I'd say in the next week or so, we're gonna get to start doing some stuff on YouTube, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
What does that?
I would have done that story a lot shorter, just so everyone knows.
Sorry. Once I realized Jon didn't know the full thing, I went.
No, I wanted all of this. Like, I would literally dive into more. But what does that conversation sound like when?
Which one?
When you get the final one where you find out you're getting let go after everything.
So
what does that feel like? What does that sound like?
Ours was different because, as a lot of people know, not only iHeartRadio, but a lot of radio companies basically since September have just been laying people off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those, because of the pandemic, were just done over the phone or at best a Zoom. So like your whole life's work was essentially someone calling you saying, hey, we don't need you anymore. Don't ever show up again.
It happened to friends who have been in radio for years, literally on their way to work. We're like, hey, we're letting you go. Don't come in.
Yeah.
Like, we were different. We're very grateful for that because we were kind of like the beginning of all of this.
We were the first, like, you know how what is it? The snowballs rolling down a hill will just like collect and get bigger. Yeah. We were the first. We were that first snowflake.
We triggered the avalanche.
But ours was essentially being called into the office.
Well, we got a text that our boss was like, hey, are you guys around for a 1 o'clock meeting on a Friday? And we hadn't seen him in like
the guy hadn't been to the office in 7 months
because of COVID. But we were like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we have to go home because we were fostering. Both of us were fostering kittens. We were like, we got to get them out of here. Thank God we did this. We'll be back. We took the kittens home. The whole conversation was like, all right, we're being let go. Bring bags, bring boxes.
Oh, we knew, yeah.
We literally walked back into the studio, like put all these boxes and bags in my car because we knew that was what was happening.
Yeah.
And we live like 10 minutes from the studio. So we come back and we walk into the conference room with 2 of our bosses. And we were just like, sat there, with our arms crossed. We're like, okay.
Actually sat down with an empty duffel bag next to me. And they started with, well, I guess you have an idea of what's about to happen. We just want you to know that we're making a programming change on KBKS, which was the call letters at the time. I don't know if it still is for the station because they changed the name. And they didn't really tell us a lot. They knew exactly what they were doing with that slot at the time.
Right.
We were just being replaced. They did tell us, which is nice and terrible to hear at the same time.
Pause. Don't give all of the details to Erica and Jon because we need to save some for our show next week.
Okay. I I didn't know we were doing that, but
Tune in. Yeah.
basically, the worst and best part was they said, we're making this change. You're no longer the morning show. We have to let you go. It is not for anything you did or didn't do. As a matter of fact, you did everything that we asked for and more. We just have to make this change. So it was like, wait, so we didn't mess up, which is nice to know.
Anthony
but also,
said, for the record, Anthony said 0 words.
I don't talk in those.
So the same thing when they told us they were pulling us off the air off the hip hop station, we got called to like a restaurant. Anthony said 0 words, and I sat there crying. Yeah, I don't know why. I sat there crying at that one. This one, I cried, but was very vocal because I was fucking pissed off because I had purchased my house 8 months prior. I was in the middle of refinancing my mortgage. I was like, what are you saying to me? I was like, what is happening? And I remember I even said, what about Evan in Alabama? And they were like, we can't speak about other people's employment. And I'm like, you're talking to me? Like, it's very bizarre when you have these relationships with your bosses that are like, they're your friends, and all of a sudden they go corporate on you, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is it's not up to them to do that. You know, they legally have to.
No, they take their walking orders and
but
they
you're
just
like,
go.
what is you feel like it's just and you're like, oh, so that's why. And there were a lot of things I said that, man, I was like, that's why this has happened over the last 2 months. Now this makes sense. And there were just some things that were said that like still stick with me today. Like maybe we should have never had that role, was something someone said to us. Like, not in a mean way. Like, maybe you guys were just not cut out for this. Like, kind of what was said in that meeting. And I was like, what? Like, why are you saying this? Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Why are you saying this to me now? And then we were told, okay, people are going to be reaching out to you. There's going to be other opportunities, blah, blah. Okay. Then 800 people get let go 3 months later. Like, where am I going to find an opportunity?
Right. So what does the next 2 to 3 weeks look like? And when did you decide, okay, we have to do something ourselves? Like, this is our plan.
No, but that's two-part. Like 2 days later, Anthony immediately was like, we're going on Twitch on Monday. We're doing it. Nice. And I'm like, all right, you're right. And we did. And it was great.
We did the whole week. No, we did like 3 days that week, I think.
Yeah. But I lost so much weight because it was like I couldn't eat. It was a breakup. When it was announced, I mean,
it's your career.
I spent hours answering people. But I learned something, and I've said this, we both said this, we will never not text someone after they get let go ever again. Because you always think, like, they don't want to hear from me. Like, I still have a job or whatever. Oh, my God. Those texts.
They were lifesavers, yeah.
Lifesavers. Seriously, I would be like, they're saying such nice things. DMs, like, it took.
And people that you, like, didn't expect to reach out were reaching out, which was really nice. And that's where I think we've talked about it before. There were so many people who I knew casually who would get let go. And I'm like, I'm the last person they want to hear from. When in fact, the more people that reach out, it's kind of weird. I was almost getting messages like I was at my own funeral. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only thing I can compare it to.
Yeah.
Where people were being so overly nice that I was like, oh, this is what it's going to be like when I die.
But we got a lot of like, whatever you need, I'm here. Like, I'm serious. Like, I have this. Like, there were people who weren't just saying it, people who were genuinely helping us and reaching out. And it was 2.5 weeks of, okay, what do we do and what can we do? And we never really thought, like, what can we legally do right now? Because there are rules with, like, your contract, and we completely disregarded that, which came back later, and we had to adjust, but we're good. But we, like, had our friends at Seattle Gummy Company who reached out to us in that moment, not even knowing we really got let go, but because I had posted something on Instagram, and I had been using their product for months, and immediately they're like, no, we want to work with you guys. Like, we want to spend money with your show. And we were, like, 5 days into doing things on our own, and we're like, okay.
Well,
and then
I mean, not that I need more credit, but I did decide to go on Twitch, and that video was something that I posted about you. So,
but it's all because of it. And then Sandals was like, well, we're going to send you guys, do you want to go to Jamaica for like 2.5 weeks? Like, we'll send you there. We'll do giveaway trips on your show. And we're like, what is going on? And I need to make this very clear because a lot of radio people have reached out to me and have said, you've proved that there's life after radio. I want to do what you're doing. We have been very lucky to have severance for a lot of this time. So we basically have just been getting paid our salary. So not anymore. What we've been doing on Twitch and whatever it may be that we've been created with our company is not enough to live off of. Like, it's just like, I can't pay my mortgage with it either. Right. So it's very small business right now, but there is hope in creating things on your own, especially in this world where people want to support small, want a community of content like your podcast, like want a thing where they feel recognized while watching. So, or listening. So there is a world for it, especially right now. We're still navigating it. It may not be the end all be all for us. We've talked about different projects and jobs that either of us can do separately or together, but I'm still very grateful for this last year because it's been very crazy and very eye-opening and a much needed change.
Did you think about doing anything else?
Yeah, I think
it's no sense that happened in this last year.
anything else. Yeah, absolutely. I think everything kind of ties into like entertainment still in some sort of in some way, shape, or form. But there's so many different avenues that you can
There's so many cool jobs out there.
There are.
So I like being specifically on the radio again. It's definitely something that's on the list. It's just not the highest thing on the list anymore.
Right. Yeah.
There are so many other options. And if the perfect opportunity came about, yeah, absolutely, I'd hop back on, especially knowing the things I know now, what I would need contractually, what I would need for my work-life balance, what I would need the company to agree to, things like that you only really get once you go through it.
If someone will let the four of us and the 20-somethings doing nothing podcast do a show together, I will do that and not be paid.
Yeah.
Jake doesn't have to be a part of it, though.
Well, we're going to get a content house. That's step one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hype House is happening. But I go on LinkedIn and I'm like, this is wild. At first I had this moment of I have none of these skills. Then the Radio Fam, if you guys don't follow them on Twitter and Instagram, amazing. So they posted a whole Twitter thread of what are your radio skills and how can they transfer to like what other jobs call them? And I was like, everything from organizing a promo closet to being inventory management.
To answering the phones.
Answering the phones, customer service. Like, we all are technically marketers because of what we do. So there's all this different stuff. And I was like, okay, I do have all these skills and this whole other skill set that no one really, like a very small amount of people have. And you go on and I'm like, I could crush at all of these jobs. Like chief of staff, I got it. Like, I can do it.
The president?
of the
She
United
was chief
States?
of staff at Twitch.
I can do that.
Chief of staff at Twitch. And I was like, I can do this. But
Let's be very clear. You could not be the chief of staff for the president.
No,
Any
for
president.
Twitch.
Okay. No,
That's
chief
what I
of
heard.
staff is still a position. Like,
okay, but
yeah.
other companies other than the government have these. But like Peloton is hiring a producer for their live streams, and you need 8 years broadcast experience. Who has that? Only us. And and I'm like, how sick would that job be? So there are a lot of cool jobs out there. I don't want to give up on this thing that we are doing right now and we're running with, but I'm like, why not make what Anthony and I are doing my side hustle?
Right.
I mean, I had a whole podcast talking to people who have a side hustle, and since then I have gone through so many of my own passions and thought of like what companies I can create and launch that have nothing to do with what we're doing. And we have this whole life to live, like this whole life to work. I've got 30 something more years to work. What am I going to do? It doesn't have to be. Yeah, more than I'm working, more than I've lived. Like there's I can have 5 more careers in this time.
I think this is something so important to hear, not even just for seasoned radio people who have been in the industry for a while, but I mean, there are so many people that I even know that just got into radio so excited for what that career could look like. And then COVID hit and street teams got laid off. All promotions departments got laid off. And these are like friends of mine that had huge dreams of radio, who are passionate about radio, who still want to do these things. And they want to know, are those options out there? Do I have to quit?
Yeah.
Do I have to do another thing in life because this isn't an option anymore? And that's why I think it's so important to see this path, and that even if you do have some radio success and that stops, you don't have to give up on those dreams.
Yeah, that's kind of the most heartbreaking thing, honestly, about COVID and seeing all of the jobs.
Okay, not most heartbreaking thing about COVID.
From a work standpoint.
Okay.
Yes,
Aside from
a
death,
work standpoint.
that stupid thing.
And no, just speaking specifically about radio, like that's the heartbreaking part where a lot of those entry-level jobs, they just don't exist anymore. Yeah.
I mean, even for us, we're like not super entry level, but at the same time, like there were more options for our status 5-10 years ago,
Yeah. It also feels like that.
Which
I agree.
which could be a good place for you specifically if because you have less to compete with at the end of the day. But a lot of internships are gone outside of New York and Los Angeles, at least from the company that we know. A lot of those entry-level jobs, there's a cat on the table, I'm sorry. Yeah. A lot of those entry-level jobs are gone. Like I started as a street teamer. Carla Marie had an internship and all of that part-time work is gone. So who knows where the next people are going to come from. And that's where doing podcasts, being on Twitch, being on TikTok, being on Instagram, that's where those people are going to have to make a name for themselves and then hope it works. And I don't think that many people want to get into radio anymore. So I don't think it's a problem.
It's not like
That's what we're here to
you
find
guys
out.
have another.
Oh my God, there's a cat licking the back of my knee. That was weird. The back of my knee.
The cats are high as
you
shit
like
right
it?
now.
No, that
You
was
definitely liked it.
yeah. I'm wearing like
We both
track
are.
shorts.
Nice. Very summer.
Yeah.
It's hot here. Okay, so what you guys are doing with your podcast is huge because you are just developing other skills and fine-tuning your skills, which is why Anthony and I started My Day Friday. And I'm just not talking about like your talking skills and
Right.
your hosting skills, like creating a brand, social media, an email list, like all of that stuff is stuff that is so beneficial to other companies. So what you're doing, like if radio literally closes up shop tomorrow, you have other skills. That's not going to happen. It's going to be around forever because it is free and people love free, just not in the form that we grew up with.
Right.
It won't have the passion that it used to because you have so many other free options. I mean, you have the entertainers you want to connect with are available on so many other platforms that are either ad free or just have way less ads. They're more direct. They're on demand. So
And fit in your niche.
that's where people like us and people like you can learn and get ahead of the curve and start doing those things in the audio space and being like, okay, and you guys do a great job with your YouTube channel and I think it's Jon that edits the videos for
I mean, thank you.
Instagram.
And that's the thing I was like trying to point out too is like I've learned that in the past year and a half, and that's a skill I knew nothing about a year and a half ago.
And you guys are doing a great job.
yeah,
It looks
they're all right.
really, really good.
But I know people that are starting podcasts and they're like, oh, I don't want to be another podcaster. And I'm like, it's not even about that. It's about learning to build the brand and learning how to edit videos and to edit audio. And it's about expanding your skills and practicing things that could make you more of a value later on that you don't know now. Like that's the thing I've taken the most out of this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
So true. It's podcasts today are almost like the blogs of 2012.
Agreed.
Like, and that's what I like. Yeah, it's super saturated, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. You can't be good. You can't cut through. Like that doesn't mean you should start. Like every time someone comes up with a company idea, it probably already exists. But what is your spin and how can you make it better? And are you going to be better from it? Are you going to make money or are you going to learn skills from it?
Well,
or are you just going to do it to do it?
And it's timing. If you think like right now, the biggest app has to be Clubhouse. And the craziest thing about Clubhouse is that Google, when they had their social network for a little bit, Google Plus, had the
Guys probably
same
never even
exact
had that.
function. And I never, like, as big of a Google person as I am, I never used their social network. I
It was
think
like
it was
8
called
years ago.
I think it was called Google Plus, and it's now doesn't work. But they had the same exact function
But no-
as Clubhouse, where you could start a conversation with one person and other people could join in and listen whether they knew you or not. It's timing, and it's making sure that you have the right audience for that function or for that content.
And people are trained for it now, though. People, like, we buttered them up with My Day Friday 7 years ago, and
Totally.
now they're cool to listen to Clubhouse.
That's 100% literal. Yeah.
It is. You're
That's
like
your Nissan
2.0,
Altima
like,
and Ferrari, you know?
it's like it's like the newer, younger, like audio's a little better, video's clearer. They got a great Instagram account. Like you are the better version of us.
Oh my God. We'll stop you right there. Yeah, let's relax, okay? Yeah, you need to put the drink down, okay? Yeah.
She had one full drink, so she's done.
Baby fever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
Sorry. I also
No, thank you. That's like the best compliment we could ever get. So
no, it is really cool, and it is funny that once we got our show, we started seeing like people start doing podcasts like immediately, and we're like,
oh, my favorite was actually
so funny.
My favorite was there was one person in New York who I'm friends with, by the way. Like, I love this person, who when we would be doing our podcast, especially when we first started, would come in and be like, huh, what are you guys, podcasting? You're wasting your time every Friday. Just go home. And when we got our show because of our podcast, guess who had a podcast like 3 weeks later? That exact person.
Yeah.
And I don't say that. I say it because it's funny, not because I'm mad at that person. It's just, I think like I said about timing earlier, it was perfect timing for what we did. Right. We had launched that. We were like the younger people that they needed for the company.
We didn't mind spending an extra few hours a week on something. Like, it is timing. It is a lot of that. Yeah. Like, you weren't going to see, like, Danielle, who works on Elvis' show, and I'm surprised, like, even Sissany, like, she has a whole family. Like,
She's got a
rare.
Whole damn life.
It is rare that someone like Sissany is going to take time out of her day to do that. She doesn't have to, but it's great that she does. But I also do think that a lot of executives have now used podcasting as a scapegoat. They're too lazy to give you a position to try out on something, and they're also too lazy to actually sit down with you and maybe give you a raise or do something. Like, just go do a podcast, go play with your friends.
Let's see how
it
goes.
Yeah. And listen, again, at the end of the day, harm can't come from it unless you say something awful on your podcast, but you guys don't do that. You're going to grow from it no matter what at the end of the day.
I noticed that, yeah.
I noticed, yeah.
Your camera got drunk all of a sudden. Yeah.
I also want to say, for anyone who hasn't watched what you guys do on Instagram or on YouTube, I love John's setup. He's got like the wood behind him. He's got the iHeartRadio cup. Looks very professional.
I thought about getting like a plant, maybe a bookshelf. I don't know. We're working on it, but
yeah.
I feel like it makes me look studious or something. Yeah.
Maybe Erica's book club can send you some of the books. Uh-oh.
I have no idea.
And after I said, literally... Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're back.
Well, aren't you guys eventually, in a perfect world, be back in the studio, being able to do this in the plan. Studio?
See,
But your video.
Yeah, I remember I was asking Erica for so long. I was like, how can we figure out video? Because it's going to be challenging and we need to do it. And Erica's like, oh, right. And we usually did our podcast on Fridays. And Erica's like, this is our Friday. We come in sweats. Like, this is not video.
It's my day Friday.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But COVID, I think COVID forced us to kind of dive in and figure some things out. And I'm still learning a lot.
Yeah.
Everything I do is pretty much still like experimenting, but I'm learning, which is cool.
And honestly, you'll never stop experimenting. If you're enjoying what you're doing, you're always going to find things to tweak and upgrade and test and just say, hey, even though everything we're doing right now is working, what if we did this? Would it work better? Would it look different? Would it give the audience a better experience? Would it give us a better experience? And as long as you continue to care, you're naturally going to do those things. It's not going to be hard.
Right. There you have it.
It only took like an hour and 30 minutes or so.
I know.
Yeah,
There's like 2 episodes. we might divide it. Who knows? It is. There's a lot of good in here for sure. I don't know what's happening. My entire system here is like shutting down. My audio stopped recording, so hopefully that saves. We'll see what happens.
If your computer's going to crap and Erica's computer is going to crap, I think this is probably the good time to say goodbye.
That's what I was just going to say.
New I had a whole new soapbox I wanted to get on.
No.
Very good.
We do have a group chat. We
you know,
are
like-
friends. You know, we can figure this out.
Yeah. I am a full P1 of the Almost On Air podcast. And P1 in the radio world is like someone who's like a huge, huge fan, knows everything, to the point where I text Erica and Jon a response to every thought they say in the podcast. And I'm like, wow, I'm that mom. Like, I'm so annoyed.
Which
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, fine.
It is, and even for people who are listening who don't have our personal numbers, obviously, or your personal numbers,
They are.
it's honestly
908.
no, it's honestly like that's the one thing I would say I miss from radio. Before we go, the live interaction is the only thing that I miss. And if people are what?
We have that on Twitch.
Yeah, but but for the podcast specifically, if you hear something that resonates, if you have a question or you want to add on, tweet it, DM it, post it somewhere, put it on Facebook,
Yes.
wherever the podcast you're listening to
Rate and
interacts the
review.
most, because it helps not only for like, you know, nonsensical algorithm things like that, but from like an actual we feel better about what we're doing standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, my mom doesn't even listen anymore. So, like, if like anyone is
Yeah,
actually
my mom-
taking
my
the time to
parents
listen, like that means the world, you know?
Exactly. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a friend. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that you did. I love you guys.
Well,
like,
thank you.
are two of my like favorite people.
We love
Seriously.
you. Thank you so much for taking 2 hours out of your entire day to come on our podcast. Like, you guys are.
Nothing compared to what we did to you guys.
Oh, no, that was a privilege to be able to join you. Yeah.
We are. May 12th. Back on our Twitch stream.
There it is.
Twitch.tv/Carla Marie and Anthony. We're hosting a drink award show with Almost On Air and 20 Somethings Do Nothing podcast.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
I'm very pumped. Please. It does.
Yeah.
It does. I'm very excited. Feel free to follow them. They have a My Day Friday podcast. They have their morning shows on Twitch at the Carla Marie and at Worst Anthony. Guys, thank you so much again for joining us.
Carla Marie and Anthony. That's on Twitter.
That's on Twitter.
Twitter
Honestly,
is CM and Anthony.
The only thing you need to know, because I have way less followers than Carla Marie, is follow at Worst Anthony. That's it. That's all.
There it is.
Exactly.
Love you.
Peace out.